Hello everyone, welcome to a new stream. Just a few hours ago I tested my new microphone, which seems to be working fine. So now what I'll be doing is I will be trying to explain a new strategy which I found online. It's not a completely new strategy which I invented or something. It is a strategy which I found online, and I'll also explain the purpose why I chose this strategy and also how I'm going to use it in the upcoming backtesting sessions which I'm going to have. So first of all, I went to 3 major AI websites. So first I went to DeepSeek and I gave them all the same prompt: give me a strategy with 55 plus win rate and a 1 to 1.5 RR. And I of course used the deep think feature. It did think, and it made a Google search for the thing that I was asking for, and it found a strategy on Forex Factory which goes like this: MACD plus 60% win rate, 1 to 1.5 RR. So this is the simple strategy which just has simple rules. So we buy when the market is above 200 EMA and MACD line crosses the signal line upward when below zero line. So that's just a simple strategy, and the stop loss is below or above the last fractal. So the strategy is pretty simple. I will show a chart, and we'll also go through this video which somebody explains on their YouTube channel right now. And they'll be fixing their take profits at 1 to 1.5. So the risk to reward is 1 to 1.5, and they move the stop loss to break even when the price moves to 1 to 1 ratio. Pretty much very simple. Many users have complained that you have to account for spread and all those things, but while doing the backtest, we will be taking spread and commission into consideration. So these things we are going to keep in mind. But this thread on Forex Factory is not active anymore, so this just means the people whoever started this thread have probably stopped using this technique, or they're using it but then they don't want to be online. Either one of those two things. Most probably they would have moved on. If I check their profile, they would have they pretty much moved on to a different strategy. They have replied on a amazing strategy in 2021. So let's check what that strategy is about. So there are no charts in the first page. Let's read what it says. So I finally found an amazing strategy, scalping strategy I've been looking all my life. You make one trade per day on Euro USD. Your day ends at 4:15 EST, starts at 5 p.m. EST. Use 60-minute chart with MACD and RSI on the chart. Each day at 5 p.m. EST, you start watching the chart. It may take hours and hours of watching the chart, but keep watching until high or low of the day has been hit. As soon as the high or low has been hit on the 60-minute time frame, switch to 1-minute chart. If the daily high or low has been hit on 1-minute time frame, the signal is confirmed. After the signal is confirmed, enter the trade manually. If it is the high of the day that has been hit, go short. If it is the low of the day that has been hit, go long. Set a stop loss for 15 pips and target for 25 pips. Yeah, this is one of the random strategies which takes a lot of time, I believe, and patience, to be waiting entire day on the 1 hour candlestick. Maybe they can set an alert and then do it. But anyways, let's move back to our original strategy, the MACD strategy, and let's watch this video.
I have a 1 crore.
Wait, let me use my YouTube Premium account, so I'll be right back. So I'm back on my YouTube channel. I switched my YouTube to a premium account, and let's watch this video. And before that, let me also connect to my Bluetooth earphones so that there won't be any interference with the microphone. Switching Bluetooth. Okay, so Bluetooth is on, and let's make sure the mic is still the same microphone which is connected. Okay, so we are ready.
Does MACD trading strategy even work? Are online trading gurus telling you fake information? I have wasted years testing every trading strategy out there, before I found the right one that worked. I've created this channel to expose every
Of course, this is a robotic voice, so but the channel is legit. The person who's running this YouTube channel is a legit person, and yeah, but he's using a robotic voice. Doesn't mean it's a fake AI generated YouTube channel. So let's continue. Before that, let me just check my microphone. Yeah, everything's all right. Okay, let's watch.
Strategy, and show their real probabilities, so you don't have to waste your precious time like I did. I'm not here to sell any kind of online course, I'm just here to help you in your stock trading and forex trading career. If you find this video helpful, consider subscribing to support the channel. In this video, I will backtest 100 times, a very famous trading strategy called MACD crossover. Yes, you heard it right. Testing 100 times takes time, and will most likely prove if you should risk your hard-earned money using this strategy. For those who are new to trading, in late 1970s, Gerald Uppel created an indicator called MACD. MACD, short for Moving Average Convergence Divergence, is a trading indicator used in technical analysis of stock prices, and can be applied on a stock trading or forex trading chart. This is what MACD indicator looks like. By default, MACD indicator will come with two lines, a blue line called MACD, and a red line, called the signal line. MACD crossover strategy is simple. Once the MACD line crosses above the signal line, it is considered as a buy signal. Furthermore, you should only take buy signals that are way below the zero line of the histogram. But there is a big problem with this trading setup. There is no way to identify a good direction of a trend using MACD indicator alone. To be a profitable trader as a beginner, you should always trade in the same direction as the market is trending. So, to identify the trend, we are going to use 200-period exponential moving average. If the market is above 200 EMA, it is considered as an uptrend. Remember, only buy when the MACD gives a buy signal and the market is in an uptrend. Here's an example of a buy setup. The market is above 200 EMA, so it's an uptrend. The MACD is showing a crossover, below zero line of the histogram. In this buy setup, entry is at the MACD crossover, and the stop loss is below the pullback of the trend. Your profit target should be more than the risk you are taking on the trade. So if you lose one and win one, you will still be in profit. There are different ways to set profit targets. Personally, I will take 25% off the trade when the trade reaches 1 times the risk, and will move the stop loss to break even. Then, I will set a second profit target of 2 times the risk I originally took on the trade. So even if the trade never reaches my second profit target, I have already taken 25% off the trade in profit, and will not lose money. Here are some more buy setups in the same trend. All 3 were in profit. The third trade is also a winner, as the market first went up towards the profit target, and then went down. But wait. Don't get excited by seeing these 3 winners in a row. This doesn't mean the strategy is profitable at all. Just because I showed you a hand-picked buy setup that had 3 winners, doesn't prove anything. Who knows if this strategy will have 5 or 10 losers in a row next. Unfortunately, many trading YouTubers on YouTube will show a hand-picked setup like this to earn trust of the viewer, to sell them a paid course. They won't mention what's the probability of the strategy, so you can manage money and not blow up your account. Trading is a probability game. If you are not backtesting the strategy at least 100 times, you will have a difficult time with trading, or maybe will never make money. That's why I'm here. Reason why I created this channel is to show you the real probability of any trading strategy out there. By knowing the probability of a trading strategy, you can predict how many losers and winners you can have in a row, and manage your risk per trade accordingly. In next few minutes, I will show you how the profit graph looks like after taking 100 trades, and how much is the winning percentage of this crossover strategy, and how many losers you can expect in a row. I will fast forward the next clip to save your time. The following clip can help you understand how this strategy looks in different market condition, so do watch carefully. For backtesting, I have used Euro USD chart, but I later switched to Euro JPY. This strategy works on any time frame, and also works on both Forex and stock markets. Here, I'm using 30 minutes time frame. I'm also taking sell setup in this example. Strategy for sell setup is very similar to buy setup. In buy setup, we buy when MACD crosses above signal line, and the MACD crossover is below the zero line, and market is above 200 moving average. For sell setup, sell when market is below the 200 moving average and MACD line, and the MACD crossover.
So I have to make an observation here. I want to see if he's taking a trade on every crossover. So here he has taken a trade when the crossover happened below the zero line, and the MA also followed the rule. Here also it was a proper crossover. Let's see.
Is below the zero line, and mark.
And here, this one he did not take because the MA MACD crossover happened below the zero line, and for sell trades the rules say it should happen above the zero line, so which happened here. So this is a valid trade.
It is above 200 moving average. For sell
Okay,
setup, sell.
yeah, he's taking valid trades which we which the rules say. So this crossover happened below the zero line, and he took a trade, so he's doing it in a correct way.
When market is below the 200 moving average, and MACD line crosses below the signal line, and the MACD crossover is above the zero line of the histogram. Sell setup is just opposite of buy setup. You can see how the win rate and profit graph changes as I take more trades. At one point, the win rate almost reached 70%, which is wrong.
So yes, he's taking all the crossovers which he sees. He took this crossover, and he also took this crossover, and he did not take this because he was already in this trade. It had not taken him out, so he was already in that trade, and he's doing it correctly. So the reason which I'm saying this is because this is how we are going to be doing the back tests. So I will be doing back tests, the same strategy, the same everything, on different time frames. So one day I'll select Euro USD, I'll do it on different time frames, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, and 1 day, 4 hour, all those time frames. And I will also be doing it on different charting techniques. For example, I'll try it on Renko. I'll also try it on regular candlesticks and Heikin-Ashi. Heikin-Ashi regular candlesticks should be almost similar, but I'm very confident that Renko charts will give us a totally different signal. So I'm really excited to try that.
Wrong. The real win rate will be revealed when we reach 100 trades or more. As I mentioned, there are different ways to set profit target. Here in this example, profit target was set 1.5 times the risk I was taking. You should always take profit more than the risk you are willing to take. As you can see on the left, for backtesting, I'm using 10,000 as my starting balance. Also, I'm only risking 1% of my account. 10,000 as my starting balance. Also, I'm only risking 1% of my account balance on a single trade. You should only risk.
Okay, let's see, will he take this trade?
Risk 1 to 2% of your account on a single trade.
I think he skipped it.
On a single trade.
Wait a minute.
As my starting balance.
So
Willing to take, as you can see on the left, for backtesting, I'm using 10,000 as my starting balance.
yeah, he took this trade, and there was one more crossover right here. Why did he not take it? Or maybe this trade has not yet closed.
Also, I'm only risking 1% of my account balance.
He took this trade and he took one more trade. No, this trade closed here. Hence, he did not take this crossover.
On a single trade, you should only risk 1 to 2% of your account on a single
He's
trade.
doing a
Otherwise,
proper backtest.
it will be
So,
difficult to handle
anyway, it
losing
doesn't matter
trades
because
that will
we'll
come
be
in a
doing
row.
it,
Money management is the
ourselves.
key to success in this
We'll be
business. In this
replicating
example,
the same
when I lose,
strategy
I only lose
with,
100.
different,
But when I win,
currency
I win
pairs,
150.
different time frames.
So, even if I lose 1 and win 1, I will still make money. You can see how market bounces back from the 200 moving average. That's because 200 moving average acts as a support and resistance. There are many other strategies around different moving averages. If you like to see them tested, maybe leave a like on this video and subscribe to support the channel. Some strategies work on intraday only, and some work better on daily time frame. This strategy, however, works on all time frames. Furthermore, MACD is a leading indicator, so it won't give you late entry signals, like most other indicators do. If you are paying attention, you should have noticed, I added 3 zeros in the profit column, instead of 150 or minus 100. That's because, during the backtesting, I found 3 trades that had confusing entry. The entry signals were not clear. That's why I didn't take them. If the signals are confusing, do not take trades. You can always find more good trades in the future, instead of losing on that one bad confusing entry. The entry signals were not clear. That's why I didn't take them. 3 trades that had confusing entry. The attention, you should have noticed, I added 3 zeros in the profit column.
Okay, let's highlight this point. He added 3 zeros in the profit column. Let me make sure.
Intraday only, and some work better on daily time frame. This strategy, however, works on all time frames. Furthermore, MACD is a leading indicator, so it won't give you late entry signals, like most other indicators do. If you are paying attention, you should have noticed, I added 3 zeros in the profit column, instead of 150 or minus 100. That's because, during the backtesting, I found 3 trades that had confusing entry. The entry signals were not clear. That's why I didn't take them. If the signals are confusing, do not take trades. You can always find.
Okay, he's saying if the signals are confusing, do not take a trade. So what does he mean by that? This one I don't know what he means by that. Why did he take? Why did he do that? So can we get? Why did he put 0? So if the entry signals are not clear, for example, the crossover happens too close to the 0, or maybe the price is too near to the moving average. There's something going on there, but we'll continue.
And more good trades in the future, instead of losing on that one bad trade. With only around 35 trades, win rate is around 66%. But like I said, this win rate is wrong. You will see how the win rate changes as we reach 100th trade. I'm going to fast forward this clip even more, to save your time, and so we can all see how much money we make in the end. If you would still like to see every trade, slow down the video by changing the video speed on YouTube. Set it to something like 0.25. It took me around 1 hour to back test 100 trades. And while testing, some trades almost came close to hitting the stop loss, before going back and hitting profit targets. Don't panic when market is very close to hitting your stop loss. Losing is part of trading. Whole point of making this video was to show you the number of losers you can have in a strategy. No strategy works 100% of time. Even professional traders use strategies that only work 60 to 65% of time. The key to make money is money management and trading psychology. Master that, and you can become a professional. Here are the results of the 100 trades. As you can see, the win rate of this strategy is approximately 62%. In this backtest, I had 62 winners and 38 losers. I was able to win 9 trades in a row and lost 5 trades in a row. After 100 trades, I was able to generate 50% profit. That is a really good profit. If you are an intraday trader and take around 30 trades in a month, it will only take you 6 months to double your profit. That's 100% profit gain in 6 months, and in 1 year, you will have 200% profit gain. Even you don't trade intraday and only take 15 trades a month, you can make 100% profit in 1 year. The reason I think people lose money is because they don't know the win rate of their strategy. And when they don't know the win rate, they can't predict how many losing trades in a row you can expect. They probably give up when they lose few in a row and blame the strategy. That was the point of making this video and help new traders to encourage them to backtest. You can and should test this strategy on your own to have the confidence to execute trade with real money. Good luck. Some say that it is easier to win while backtesting. As an experienced trader who has been trading for years, I see no difference. The people who say that don't know how to backtest. If you properly understand a strategy and have seen it perform well while backtesting, you should not have any problem executing in open markets. But this strategy is not as important as money management. Focus on that first. If you are new, don't risk more than 1% on a single trade. Subscribe to this channel to see more videos, hit the like button if you found this helpful. And I will see you in the next video. This is the first video on this channel. Subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want to see more. Goodbye.
So that was a really good video. I like the way he backtested it using TradingView and putting everything on a spreadsheet. The same person has made a backtester, Trading Rush. Big shout out to him, man. He's made a backtester on his website. Let's check it out. So if you go to this link, you'll have this backtester. So he has put a TradingView chart on the left and a backtester which is easy. Instead of typing, which like he did on an Excel sheet, we can just click here, and this will record our trades, and it will plot the chart and all those things. So I'll be using this same tool, and then I'll be making a strategy. So I'll be right back. I'll be are back. Okay, what did we see here? So he backtested this system, and then he recorded the results on a Excel sheet. At the end,
Subscribe to this channel to
at the end, he took 100 trades, 62 winners and 38 losers. At the end of the day, he had made 5,000 USD. So he was risking around 1% and making 1.5% if he won. So he was risking 1%, and then yeah, he made a pretty decent profits. So this strategy really did work for him. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this tool which tradingrush.net has created, and we will be going back to our TradingView platform and then backtesting everything. So let me go back to the story of EA. So I asked the top 3 AI a simple question: give me a strategy with 55 plus win rate and a 1 to 1.5 RR. So DeepSeek was the first AI which thought for 39 seconds, and it searched through 14 search results. Of course, it searched Google, and as I already mentioned, it went to this Forex Factory page, and then it told me a simple strategy. So the strategy uses MACD, EMA, and fractals. So entry conditions and exit conditions, which I have already mentioned in the stream earlier. So MACD, 200 moving average, EMA, fractals. Time frame, the DeepSeek suggested a 30-minute to 1 hour time frame. Currency pair, Euro JPY or Euro USD, but I'm really confident that this will work on different other currency pairs. For example, let's take Apple. So Apple gave us a crossover here, right here, just after the price crossed the 200 period moving average, and it gave us one more crossover right here, just when a new trend was about to begin. So just if you are looking at this right now, it seems to be working on stocks as well. So where's DeepSeek? So entry conditions we've already discussed. We already know when to enter and when to exit, and we have the exit conditions. Exit conditions, our profit levels will be at 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio, and we'll move our stop losses to break even as soon as we hit 1 to 1 RR. So we'll be moving our stop losses to break even. In the video which I've shown, the author mentioned to even take partial profit when it reaches 1 to 1, and then setting your take profits to 1 to 2, and then putting your stop loss at break even, and let the trend to run. So that can also be done. Trade management, as I mentioned, profit equals to initial risk 1 to 1, move the stop loss to the entry price, so that's break even. So partial profit, so 1 to 1, close 50% of your position and let the remainder run to 1 to 1.5. This can also be done. So per trade risk, so 1 to 2% risk for each trade. Daily loss limit 5% of the account. So if the account goes below 5%, we'll just stop for the day and then start fresh the next day. So minimum RR 1 to 1.5. Break even trigger 1 to 1 RR. So theoretical foundation. This strategy builds on several key trading principles. Trend following. By requiring trades to be in the direction of 200 EMA, the strategy aligns with the fundamental trading maxim that the trend is your friend. That's a valid reason. Mean reversion elements. The MACD crossover component adds a mean reversion aspect by entering when momentum shifts from extreme conditions. MACD cross above below MACD cross above below 0 for longs. MACD cross below above 0 for shorts. In simple words, a crossover, bullish signal crossover should happen below 0 and a bearish crossover should happen above 0. Probability over prediction. The approach embraces the concept that trading is about probabilities rather than prediction. By consistently applying rules that provide a statistical edge, profitability emerges over multiple trades regardless of individual trade outcomes. So we will be looking at this angle. So we'll be taking a series of trades, and then in the long term we are hoping that the statistical edge is going to give us a positive probability. So 6 execution tips and psychological consideration. 1. Implementation advice, backtesting requirements. So it's asking us to backtest. We will be backtesting. And 2. Demo trading. It is asking us to trade on the demo, but we will be trading live on a small account after backtesting. Trading journal. Maintain a detailed record of all trades. So this is something which must be done. Of course, for backtesting we will plot these things. What does trading view call them? Long position and short position items on trading view chart, and leave it as it is. We won't be removing them, so that will be a backtest. So that will be documenting our backtest, and it will act as a trading journal. Pair selection. Focus on major currency pairs with sufficient liquidity, low spreads, Euro JPY. So the most important thing for me is low spreads, because I am planning to test this on a 1 minute time frame as well. So I will be needing lower spreads, but I don't care if it is a minor trading currency pair. For example, of course I won't be doing it on the exotics, but I will be doing it on all the majors, all the minors, and as well as stocks, indices, commodities, gold, for example gold, and all those things. And next, psychological challenges. Accepting losses. With 55% win rate, you will have losing streaks. Remember that. You need to have losing trades to capture the profitable trades. So we will believe in that statistics. We will believe that we'll be losing half of the trades that we take. So we might lose 50 in a row. It doesn't matter. So we will be continuing on and moving on to the next trade. So anyway, we'll be risking only 1% on a 500 US dollar account. So we'll be risking $5 or maybe $4 per trade. Avoiding optimization bias. While taking parameters in is natural, avoid over optimizing to past data as it reduces forward performance. Yeah, while doing the backtest, we'll strictly follow the rules. We'll strictly follow whatever the chart displays, and whatever the indicator says, and we won't be tweaking much or forcing a trade. Next, discipline over emotion. The greatest challenge most traders face is trying to avoid losses at all costs, which can lead to bad decisions like revenge trading or holding on to losing trades. This is one of the most important factors. Discipline. So we'll just follow the rules. So we have to have discipline, that belief that the trade which you have taken is valid. It should follow the major rules, and then just execute trades. Even if we have a losing streak, we'll just keep on executing trades, and that is what discipline means. We have to keep doing, repeating the process to see some success. Consistency. Implement every valid signal without cherry picking, as skipping trades can inadvertently cause you to skip winner by accident. This is really going to hurt. Consistency. This is really important. So what that also means is, suppose I took maybe 1 or 2 3 trades and I lost all of them. Maybe I was gonna get a winning streak if I was continuing. If not the same day, I should do it the next day or the next day. I should not skip the whole strategy and or change the strategy in between. That is one thing. And also, if the conditions are valid, why not take a trade? It might end up as a winner. The most important thing, which is not probably mentioned here, is do not change the strategy in the middle. So for example, we lose a few trades, and if we change the strategy, we're not giving it enough time for us to realize that it was just a losing streak, it was not a losing strategy. Next, challenges: losing streak, potential impact, emotional trading decisions, solution: predefined maximum daily loss limit. So we'll be keeping it at 5% or maybe 10%, maybe like that, something like that. 5 trades or 10 trades per day. Missed profits: revenge trading, trust statistical edge over time, overconfidence, excessive risk taking, maintain consistent position sizing. Strategy doubt: abandoning approach during drawdowns, thorough backtesting for confidence. This is the most important thing. Skipping strategy won't give us clarity, so we should not skip the strategy. We have to backtest it seriously and then see what's gonna happen. Conclusion: this MACD based strategy with 200 EMI filter and fractal based stop losses offers a systematic approach to achieving 55% plus win rate with 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio. While no trading strategy guarantees success, this method provides a structured framework based on sound trading principles that has demonstrated effectiveness in historical testing. The strategy's strength lies in its balance between win rate and risk reward ratio, which many traders find psychologically easier to implement than low win rate alternatives. By following the rules consistently, managing risk properly, and maintaining emotional discipline, traders can potentially achieve the mathematical edge for long-term profitability. Remember that continuous evaluation and adaptation are necessary as market conditions change. Periodically reassess the strategy's performance and make minor adjustments if necessary, while avoiding the temptations to fundamentally change the approach after inevitable losing periods. This is the most important thing which I have faced in the past. I changed things, I skipped the strategy, I changed my strategy, not realizing that I have not given enough time for a particular strategy to set inside my brain that this is going to work. This was only a losing streak. It's going to work, it's going to be alright. So that is one thing which I always lacked. With proper execution and risk management, this strategy provides a solid foundation for trading success. Okay, so this was DeepSeek. So we know, I finalized DeepSeek's answer. I liked it very much. I also liked the material it linked me to. I have been on Forex Factory for a very, very, very long time. If you can see, I have started many threads. I have spoken to a lot of people. I joined Forex Factory in 2016, but after that I stopped trading for several years. I was doing managing a local business of mine, and then but on and off I was coming back to Forex Factory, looking at some of these strategies, and then continue with my life. So now I'm taking it seriously because I have lots of free time and hoping to get some great results. So I asked the same question to ChatGPT. Give me a strategy with 55 plus win rate and a 1 to 1.5 risk reward. So ChatGPT gave me a trend pullback setup. It says it works on Forex indices called crypto. It asked me to consider higher time frame and entry on lower time frame. So it was a multi-time frame top down kind of a technique. So it asked me to identify the trend, use 50 EMA, and price should always be above 50 for longs, below 50 EMA for shorts. It asked me to wait for a pullback on the 5 and 15 minute time frame near the previous support and resistance. Confirm a pullback is healthy, not a full reversal. I don't know how to confirm this. This is never successful. Candle closes respecting the EMA or at demand or supply zone. It is asking me to identify supply and demand zone at where the pullback is going to happen, and it is asking me to confirm pullback is healthy. No strong breakout candle. It is asking me to find signs of reversal from that pullback. So it is asking me to identify these pullbacks and signs of this resistance. Maybe it's asking for to plot some resistance and then take this trade. Let's continue. Entry trigger buy when bullish engulfing candles. So it's asking me to trade based off candlestick patterns and volume, RSI, all those things. But overall, I read this strategy. I did not like it. It's not a mechanical strategy. First of all, it's asking me to identify support and resistance, which I clearly don't believe in. Support and resistance, I believe in trend lines more than support and resistance, because I've seen trend lines being respected, but I don't know about support and resistance. It's a real gray area which I honestly don't believe. I mean, yeah, there is support and resistance, supply and demand, but I don't believe in those levels of support and demand, because it can be anything. This can be your support, resistance. This can be your resistance. I mean, where does it end? This can be your resistance. Where does it end? This can be a great resistance, because if you see, the price is 1.1800. So this can be a resistance. Why not? Why should this be a resistance? Why should this be a resistance? This could have been a resistance, and now people are calling a zone. They'll tell the whole thing is resistance. I just don't understand. why the whole thing is resistance. So for example, if this is support and this can also be a support level, this can also be a support level, why is this not a support level? Why is this should be a support level? So for how long is this support level going to last? Is this going to be a resistance? How long is this going to be a resistance? Really don't have any idea. No one has any idea how these things work. They just say this is a resistance and there's lots of liquidity above that, below this, all that bullshit. It's happening a lot everywhere. No one knows anything. No one knows anything about anything. But with indicators, what happens is we know where the moving average is. We know where the fractals are. This moving average will be here. If you look after 100 years, it'll be the same thing. We know where the MACD is. This MACD crossover will be here and here and here, even if you look after 100 years. It is not going to change. So that is why I feel like indicators have more clarity. Means if something has happened, it has happened. So if something is going to happen, it should happen. For example, if 50 times when price is above moving average 200, and if we take a crossover, MACD crossover trade, if 50 times we have won in the last 20 years, then we have to be seeing winners for the next 20 years. That's how it's going to work. So yeah, so that is why I scrapped ChatGPT's strategy. I don't like it. I'm closing ChatGPT. So coming to Grok, I asked Grok the same thing, and Grok did give me a strategy, and to no surprise, Grok also did the same Google search and it stumbled upon the same thread. This thread has not been active since the last 4 years. So Grok stumbled upon the same thread. It did some more search regarding some more material. It thought for 42 seconds and it gave me the same strategy which DeepSeek summarized. It's technically the same thing, so there's no need to repeat everything that Grok has told us, but yeah, but DeepSeek was much better. It gave me a proper strategy. It gave me some more additional inputs that what can be done, what should be done, how to continue forward with this strategy and all those things. So now we have this strategy. I'll close Grok. I'll save this file. I'll keep this chat open. I won't be deleting this because this is really valuable information. Even though this is just one Forex Factory thread, there is still valuable information. So this one was buried inside Forex Factory. Not many people, just 4 pages of chat. This individual named Edwingel introduced this strategy where we found this video. So in this video we will see what other people are telling about this strategy. So first thing, we will sort it by top comments. So some person said, I do not wish to sell anything, proceeds to not sell me anything, I am sold. Finally, a trading channel that doesn't sell $500 courses. Thank you. This is how trading videos should be: all facts and probabilities, zero fake hype or rented Lamborghinis. Bravo and subscribed. Finally, after 4 years of searching, I found gold. Oh, sorry. Let's check the replies. Yes, I found after 5 years of searching. I came here for looking for copper and I found gold. I found same searching since 2017. Yes, completely agree. This is a great find. What is VWAP, bro? Can you share the video link? Yeah, I mean, most people are really excited. This proves that money management is more important than any trading system. Impressive. Yes, agree with you, bro. Yeah, people are giving good feedback to this video, but I don't know how many people are actually following these strategies. You're the best. The fact that you don't even sell courses or sell services just shows your intent. Maybe he's doing for ad revenue, I don't know. He's got a really popular YouTube channel with 351k subscribers. This video alone has 1.4 million watch count, and he has uploaded frequently. 3 days 2 days ago, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. We'll go through more videos. He has made a video about MACD, so I need to study more about MACD, so I will be checking this video out as soon as we finish this comment section. I just backtested this strategy 100 times and it gave exact 62% win rate, which is incredible. It's the same. Good job, man.
Does MACD trading strategy
Okay, doesn't work in real time because the next candle affects the X crossover, so you cannot be sure of a crossover until the next candle, which makes you too late. So this person is concerned because he thinks the next crossover will be the deciding factor. So what he means is that, let us consider a trade. There are no valid trades here. Let's go down to a lower time frame. Let's go to 1 minute. So this crossover happened. He's selling. It can go back and forth. So to confirm this crossover, he has to wait. So during that wait time, he would be losing that momentum. So there'll be more new candles forming. That is what he mentions. But I don't think it should be a problem. The only reason it should not be a problem is because when a crossover happens, sometimes it doesn't give a clear crossover like this one. It just hovers beside it and then does a major crossover. This one can be looked at like this. So if you expand, so this is our crossover, that's it. If it goes back up, it's not a valid signal. Anyway, you have taken a trade, just leave it as it is. That's part of the process, but we have to wait for the crossover to happen. That is very critical, because MACD, of course, until the candle closes, the values are not this one. But TradingView has a feature, wait for time frame to close. Enable that, and then you will be waiting for the candle to close before you make any decision. So if I disable this, you can see if I disable that, it fluctuates. It goes up and down. It does a lot of things. It fluctuates. It keeps on fluctuating. So the best thing to do is just enable this. Wait for time frames to close. So now what happens? Only after the candle closes, the MACD is drawn. So there's a neat and decent feature which is there on. So where are we? So coming back here. So this person said, I would also like to add something to this. If you're trading on H1 time frame, also make sure the price is above or below 200 EMA on higher time frame like H4 time frame. And if you're trading on M15 or M30 time frame, use H1 time frame as the anchor time frame. Yeah, that's also a decent and excellent point. I trade intraday 5, 10 and 15 minute candles, but I'm always in line with the hourly and daily trend. I would also take small counter trend trades. Yeah, it's a valid statement. So what he means is, suppose we're taking trades on the 5-minute time frame. So this period was all below the 200 moving average on the 5-minute time frame. We also have to make sure on the 1 hour time frame it is below the moving average, which it is. So all the short trades which we take on this time frame is a valid trade. That's all he means. So we got one signal. No, we did not get any signal. We got a signal here, but that signal was not good. It was bad. It made a loss. This one might be running, so we would have entered here, somewhere here on this candle. So the trade would have been entered here. A stop loss would be here, risking 1 to 1.5. Yeah, so this trade would still be running. We can check at this later after we finish this stream. In trading view, on the top left, the 3 dots, on the far right of the bar for EMA that you added via strategies, click settings on the bottom of the list that pops up when you change resolution to a time frame above yours. I found in backtesting it took less trades and had around the same win rate. Interesting, very interesting. So this person added a time filter. Click on settings on the bottom of the list. Okay, this person added a higher time frame moving average. So yeah, so he did that and he got the same win rate, but it took less trades, so that's really good. I have checked 2 of the EMAs from the public level. They don't have the option to change the resolution. This is good. That is one thing which we'll definitely be considering as a feedback. You're doing God's work, mate. Probabilities are what traders need to learn before strategies. The original and one of the best TR videos. One thing that really helped me is an almost throwaway detail near the end about if you trade intraday and do 30 trades a month. I was doing too many trades on the 1-minute chart and just getting a wavy flattish PL curve, just taking 1 hour, a maximum of 2 trades a day, manually using TRs. MACD system with any deviation from the rules in the video is the only strongly trading methods a strict rule, and on the 30-minute time frame has improved my performance incredibly and can do the same for every interested hobby or amateur trader like me. As with all the TR videos, there are so many gems crammed into 10 to 20 minutes. It's worth watching. Okay, so many positive comments from different people. Thanks for the video. Just saying honestly, this is the best trading video I have seen in my life, and have been trading for 7 years. Empirical evidence is what we all need. Just the beautiful facts with 100 trades. Thanks again. I have subscribed. Following this video, we can pretend we are Mr. Spock and Starks from Star Trek and play the profitable probability. Yeah. Many people are giving positive reviews. This is the first indicator and trading strategy that I have used that made me money. When I first started trading, I managed to grow a measly 20 USD account to 500 USD, but it was scalping with poor risk management. But luckily, it worked, and it was like casino. Now, as the fund trader, I still use MACD and 200 MA, but with much more confidence by adding price action and multi-time frame analysis. So people seem to be using this strategy. Let's continue. Setup for those whose MACD has only histogram and signal line. MACD 9, 12, 26, EMA 200. Buy price is above MA 200. MACD histogram crosses the signal line. Signal line is below zero line. Okay. I know what he means. He means this. When on MetaTrader, we don't have two lines. We have histogram and a signal line. That is just how MetaTrader calculates the MACD. It doesn't show. Of course, there might be a custom indicator somewhere on the internet where both the signal line and the MACD line both are proper lines instead of a histogram. So this user is saying the same rule pretty much for the histogram. Can you explain what you mean by okay? So this is the person who said that. Does he have any trading videos? No. He has some programming videos, but nothing related to trading. Okay, next. What an easy beginner strategy for someone like myself to learn how to trade. Yeah, all in all, we can say that chart, the win rate is 58%, 1 to 1.5 risk. Yeah. So all in all, a lot of people, they are giving a positive comment for this particular video, and it has got lots of views. If you search on YouTube, you might get this. I tested this on gold 1 minute chart, rule for long and short 200 EMA, even a tick above or below close. For stop loss, one rule, swing high. If 200 EMA is 20% more loss than swing high, then EMA, like if my stop loss is 100 pip on swing high, then 120 is EMA, then EMA is my stop loss. Okay, what it means is that if the swing high is and the entry price, for example here, so this is the recent swing high, this was his entry price. If this is almost as big as the distance from here to the moving average, he'll just move his stop loss to the moving average itself. That is what he literally means in that statement. So with that, he took 88 trades and he made 65%. Okay, let's continue. I like your idea to reduce the trade by 25%, moving stop loss. I've heard some sell 50% of the trade at break even and then trail the stop loss. I was thinking about reducing the position size by 70 to 75% when it reached to 0.5 or 0.6 the risk. It would leave less on the rest of the trade but would guarantee a profit sooner and allow for the possibility of that 25% to make more with a trailing stop or something. Okay. Trailing stop loss 100 times is just a joke of a sample. Okay, that's true. 100 times is just a joke of a sample, because look at this way: if we won't be trading this strategy for 100 times, we are potentially looking at this strategy to be trading more than 100 times, probably 1,000 times, 10,000 times. So we have to test it for 10,000 times. That's what we have to do. So here I work like this on Forex during the day, only on 15-minute time frame. Everything is great. Okay, thanks. Should MACD be used for long-term trading, like once or twice per month? For new people, this MACD indicator is meant to be used as an entry signal paired with a proper trend identifier indicator. The 200 simple moving average is just a super basic indicator, and the whole point of the video is showing that the bare minimum of testing a strategy is 100 times, and that even with backtesting there can still be some discrepancies. Backtesting and forward testing is key. I mean, this is a really good video. What he says is 200 moving average is not the only way you identify a trend. That is what he literally says. So there are several other ways to identify a trend. You can use a VWAP, you can use whatever you want, but your entry trigger will be a MACD first thing, and your stop loss will be based on the fractal. Some people are using the recent swing high. We'll use the fractal, the most recent fractal high. If there are 2 or 3 fractals, we'll use the closest, the highest or the lowest fractal. So that's what we'll be doing. This was a good comment. I did an automatic backtesting with TradingView 500 trades. Okay, this strategy is flat with a win rate of around 42% on USD 30-minute time frame. If you take into account spreads and commission, you will lose money. I'm sorry to read so many people happy to use this strategy. They will lose money at some point. Yeah, keep doing auto backtests and you'll end up with nothing. Okay. Okay, this one I don't know about, because I can right now write a simple algo for MT5 with some of these basic rules. Price should be above or below 200 MA, MACD cross, and the stop loss in the previous fractal. If the fractal is above the entry price, keep the stop loss there. We can literally just do that and leave it. So this is a valid comment, so why not we do that? Why not we do that? Let me ask DeepSeek. So if I have to make an EA for this strategy, I would like a set of instructions to ask an AI to code a EA for me. Just give me a set of instructions Okay, so let us take this set of instructions and ask Grok, and let's ask Grok to make a simple MT5 EA which we can test on MT5. We can backtest. So it's going to be completely random. Let's check if it's giving me a proper thing. Input parameter, user configurable, risk percentage, MA, MACD, fast, MACD, slow. Okay. Core strategy logic on new candle. Okay, calculate this. Check for existing position, log, long entry buy condition. Current bid price is above 20 MA. The MACD main line crosses above the signal line. Current bar confirms the cross. Previous bar did not have a cross. Okay, short entry, trade execution, calculate top loss level. For buy trade, find the lowest fractal level. Why is it finding the lowest fractal level within the last 5 to 10 bars? Set the stop loss price 5 pips below the fractal. Why is it setting the stop loss? Or for buy trade, sorry, for buy trades it is setting below the stop loss level. Maybe we can search more than 5 to 10 bars. If there is no fractal within the 5 to 10 bars, we can go further back. Calculate TP. Okay. That was good. So we'll paste it on Grok and we'll ask it to code. So what we're doing is this person, Fabian Garcia, asked a very important question that he tested on TradingView with 500 trades and it was a flat PNL, and he's saying with spread and all those things it's going to make a loss. So we're simply doing this. We took the instruction set from DeepSeek and giving it to Grok to program a MT5 robot. So MT5, we will start a new project. We'll name it as MACD Super. So we'll copy the code that is generated and then paste it here and test the system. So Grok is writing the algorithm. It thought for 1 minute 24 seconds and it is writing the algo. Hopefully there are no errors. Yeah, usually Grok is really good with programming. I have programmed several algos, indicators with Grok. It has done a really good job. Okay, it is already finished. Let's copy this, paste here, compile. There are several errors, 102 errors. Extend. Why is this? Extend variable initialization is not allowed. Why is that not allowed? I mean, there are several. There are several errors, please check, and also remove unwanted things to reduce errors. There are 102 errors. I mean, I can fix this if I spend some time probably putting this on Google and then do it, but let's get the EA to do it. I can also probably run something on MT4. Maybe on MT4 it might do a good job, because what I found with Grok is, if while I'm coding with MT5 it doesn't do a good job, it is always on and off, but with MT4 it really does a solid job at programming. Maybe that is how it is trained, probably, I don't know. Even DeepSeek is good at programming. Let's see, same thing, lots of errors. Wait a second. It is doing for MT4. Now I understand. The mistake was from our side. We want it for MT5. What a foolish. So that thing was actually for MT. Okay, so now we have a working code for MT. So we'll use it on MT4 itself. We'll create a new expert advisor, name it MACD Super, and then compile it. No errors. So now we'll go back to MT4, go and select our MACD Super, select always we'll start with Euro USD, and select 1 hour time frame, and use date. We will test it for the last 8 months. We'll begin. Let's see how it works. Also on the other side, it should be coding for MT5 instead of MT4. That was a mistake on our side. So now we'll go straight here to Vantage. It is collecting data. Let's see. It is downloading data. So we will be starting the backtest soon. So the backtest has already begun. I'll increase the speed just to check if it is executing trades. First of all, let me check if it is 1:1.5, 588. It doesn't look like 1:1.5, but let's see. Let's continue the test. Of course, I have to install the indicators for it to check if it is really taking the trade at the place that I really want it to take a trade. For example, I need to install the moving average, 200, shift 0. at the close and what else, MACD, and what else, fractals. Where does fractals come? So it's Bill Williams, yes, fractals. Okay, so yeah, it did now it has taken a trade over here. It has taken a buy trade. Where did it take the buy trade? Probably somewhere here. Let's see. It took a buy trade probably here, but price was below the moving average. I don't know why it took a buy trade when the price is below the 200 moving average. Let's continue. Yeah, it took a buy trade below the moving average. Now it took a sell trade, which is valid sell trade. Stop losses are there, and this sell trade, there was a crossover. Yeah, this is a valid sell trade. This was also a valid sell trade. I don't know why it did not take this trade. There was a valid sell trade here also. It did not take it. It is skipping a lot of trades. Maybe the problem is with the histogram. The histogram might be a problem. The reason I say it is because this was oh no, the histogram is not a problem. Now let's let it run. So it took a buy trade right here, and there was a valid crossover below the zero line. Maybe the algo calculated it, so it must be right. But if you see here, it should have taken a sell trade right here. It was below the moving average. There was a crossover above the zero level. I don't know why it's not taking a trade. It's just taking too many buy trades. It's not taking sell trades at all much. I mean, yeah, it was more or less downward trend, but it did not take much trades, and it ignored many trades. It happened a lot of time. First, let me check. Yes, Grok has finished the MT5 version. Copy paste, compile. Errors. Let me post these errors and ask Grok to repair. So we are in the verge of creating a algorithm which trades completely on its own. Right now I am creating a EA using Grok, and I'll be using that to test on MetaTrader 5. On MetaTrader 4, I already have a functioning EA, which I'll use the daily time frame. Let me check Euro USD. I will go further back in time, maybe the start of last year until today, and then we'll test it. Let's see what happens right now. Let it load, let it do its thing. In the meantime, let's hope Grok finishes coding. Yeah, this has loaded. Let me run this. This is one problem with MT4. It is very slow. It is super slow. The backtests are very, very, very slow. Let it be running in the background. I will check for okay, we have an error with the EA. Okay, there's some mismatch with the data. I don't know if it will run with a positive result. Let's see. In the meantime, we have finished. Okay, that has compiled, thankfully. So we'll be going to our expert advisor. We'll test the expert advisor. Where is it? MACD super H1 for the last year. We'll do the same time period, custom period until today. So we'll be using the same setup which I had put on MT4 and test it. Okay, let me slow this down. It should be taking valid trades. There's no reason for it to not take. So first of all, yes, this is 982 points, so this should be 1594. So yeah, it is 1 to 1.5. And did the buy trade, was it a valid trade? Yes, the crossover happened here, the trade was taken, then closest fractal was here, so the stop loss is there. It is a valid trade. So I don't know why it took a buy trade here. So there is a problem with the EA. It should have not taken this buy trade. I don't know why it took this trade, because clearly it is below moving average and it should have been a sell trade. Oh, pardon, it was a sell. It was a sell trade. It closed here. After this, why did it take a buy trade? I still don't understand. Maybe after 1:1 it moved its stop loss. I don't understand. So moving on, let's continue. So this is a valid buy trade. So it took a trade. Where did it take a trade? Right here. So it was a valid crossover below the zero line. Above, the stop loss is at the fractal level. And then let's so after price reached 1:1, it closes part of its profits and then let the trade run. So that is what it's actually doing. It is closing the trade and letting it to run. Look at that. So let's run this. Continue. Okay, let me look at the graph. Surprising. It was a good backtest. It did move up. Okay, it was a good backtest. So the price did move up. Let me close empty for. Price did move up. Yeah, it was a valid backtest. So I'll do one thing. I will place a backtest for a longer period on M15. Let's do M15. I like M15 for the last 5 years, and I'll just keep it for the last 5 years. Profit in pips for faster calculation. Okay. Let's start. So I'll keep this practice running. In the meantime, I will go and see. Oh, the backtest is already happening and it is quite fast. As I mentioned, MT5 is really fast. MT5, we are already in 2021. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, we are already in 2021. We are already in 2022. So remember, we are doing this on the 15-minute time frame, so that changes a lot of things. This would obviously be more profitable on the 4-hour time frame. So we are in 2023. We are in 2023. Let's finish this backtest and let's do one more backtest on a different time frame, on maybe a 4-hour time frame. So on the long run, this EA seems to be losing money. The only reason is we are doing it on a 15-minute time frame, and I still haven't checked or cross-verified that the EA is following all the rules properly. So that should be done first of all. So if we look at the graph, at the beginning, for one and a half years, it was steadily moving upwards. It almost made 60% in 1.5 years, and then it was a straight downfall. It worked really good. It worked really good for 1.5 years. So let's do one thing. Let's change the time frame and do the same backtest. Okay, it is a downward spiral if we do it on the 1 minute time frame. So I'll just stop it there. I'll do it on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what happens in the 4-hour. Is the trade taking properly? Yeah, it must be. So we are running on the 4-hour time frame. It is still a break-even product. Yeah, it makes money during the 2020 and 2021 year, but after that it struggles. After 2022 it struggles, it goes sideways. Maybe that is something got to do with Euro USD on how it is behaving during that time. So let's check how Euro USD was behaving during that time period. So during 2020 and 2021 we could mostly see this big range, and during 2021 to 22 this was another range. So after that it was a flat market. After that the market was literally dead for the next 1.5 year, maybe we can say 2.5 years. We only saw a trend in this period. So maybe that is one of the biggest reasons why the markets were not, why the backtests are not giving a promising result. So we have it. So if the markets are really trending, the strategy is really profitable, but if it's not trending, it's not really profitable. So it depends on us at the end of the day to identify a trending market and then take a trade. So because it's clarity, so we have to identify ways of identifying trends or select a currency pair which is trending. For example, we will select a trending currency pair. Wait a minute, let us do it. Let us do a stock. Yeah, even this was not trending much, but at least it was trending most of the time. So we will trade Apple. Apple for the same time period will do the H1 and we'll start. So this should give us somewhat better result, because stocks, right? So they won't be ranging a lot, but the stocks also range, especially Apple, but we can expect slightly different result. So at the end of the day, it is our job to find a trending market. Let's see, let this download the entire history. It's almost done. So this will be the last test for the day. Let's wait. I'm really excited for this test. Okay, here we go. It is doing its thing. Is it valid? It should be, I guess. So the stops were moved to break even. Yeah. Yeah, so it is basically a break-even strategy, because most of my trades are ending up at break-even. So the EA is moving the stop loss to break even, or it is doing partial close. So that is one of the biggest reason. So enable break even will disable break even, enable partial profit will disable partial profit, and then now we'll run this. So you saw this graph, right? At the end we ended with 10318. We saw this graph, a slight increase and then a flat graph. We'll do the same test, same time period, but with different settings. We changed enable break even to false and enable partial profit to false. So let's do this. So it is running. Okay, so one thing I can say is this: if we do not enable those things, we make a loss. So I can change it to enable break even true and then run this one once again. So yeah, we got a similar graph, but we did not lock in a lot of profit, so it did not do its thing. So yeah, it's pretty much simple strategy. The only condition is we have to identify trending markets. If it is ranging, then there's no point in trading this, because it's pretty much a break-even strategy. Profit factor 1, we need profit factor of 2 at least. So that's it for today's video. We will catch up tomorrow on a new stream and hopefully do some of the craziest thing which will contribute to a positive result. So thank you very much.